Hey guys, my name is Naomi Kong. I'm a NASM certified personal trainer, and here on my channel I like to just really simplify fitness and give you guys all the tools you need to jumpstart your fitness journey. Today I wanted to do a little get to know me Q&A because I feel like over on Instagram you guys get to know me really well and more on a personal level, and here on YouTube I feel like we just don't get as much of a chance to do that, so I wanted to do that today. So I'll be answering some of your guys' questions that you guys asked me both here on YouTube and on Instagram as well, starting with the first question, which is, if you guys don't know, I am married. We've been married, me and Chang Chang have been married for about 3.5 years almost. And in terms of who's more funny, it's definitely Chang Chang. We are total opposites in a lot of ways. He is the one that is outgoing and very charismatic, and he's always the life of the party. Everyone loves him. Everyone wants to, be around him and be talking to him. Me, I'm not even invited to the party, and even if I am, I don't even go. I'm a very homebody, introvert, and so he definitely is more funny than I am. I feel like I'm funny in my own way. I'm very sarcastic, but most people, like if you don't know me, you won't understand my humor at all, and I'm not a funny person to most people, but for those who know me, they'll think my humor is funny, but to most people who don't know me, they'll just think I'm crazy and maybe a little bit mean. But yes, so Chang Chang is definitely the funny one in our relationship. I'm just not a funny person. So career-wise, long-term and short-term, I will continue to keep producing content for both YouTube and Instagram. These are the main two platforms that I enjoy using, and I feel that most people also like to use. And so this is what I'm doing right now full-time, and it is what I will continue to do long-term as well. For my brows, if you guys haven't watched it already, I do have a get ready with me, chit chat to get ready with me. It is quite long, but if you have the time and if you do want to know all the products that I use on my face makeup wise, then do check that out, because I'm not someone who really, I don't change things up. I will wear the same kind of makeup for years on end, and if I run out of something, I'll just buy the same thing over. I don't really go out and try new things. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that get ready with me video, check that out, because I'm basically using all the same products still that I am now. But brows wise, my brows are microbladed. I got them done by Cecile. I'll leave her info down below in the description. I loved her. She travels between Sacramento, SoCal, and then Minnesota. But yes, and so I got them microbladed by her. So right now that's mainly what you see. But then like when you put makeup on top, then like your brows get covered a little bit. And so I also use ANASTASIA Beverly Hills DIPBROW pomade in the color dark brown as well, just because, like I said, once you put like the foundation over your brows, then they disappear a little bit. So just to bring them back to life a little bit, then I'm using that DIPBROW pomade, which I will also link down below. So one of the things I guess that I feel like I've always I'm just naturally a very motivated, determined, diligent kind of person. I've always had a really strong work ethic, and I think a lot of it's just how I was raised. And so for those who don't know, my parents are from Laos. They came to the US during the Vietnam War to just seek refuge, and I know a lot of you guys have the same story. I was born and raised here in Minnesota, in the USA, and so I've lived in the US my whole entire life. And so I think just coming from that kind of a background where my parents had to work hard for everything, and really just had to build everything that they had from the ground up, and them teaching us as in me and my siblings, those values as well. I feel like that's just been instilled, having a good, strong work ethic, and to work hard for everything that you have. And if you want it, then you work hard for it. And if you're not willing to work hard for it, then don't complain about not having it. And so I feel like that's something that it's just so my parents have just naturally just instilled that in us as kids. And so I feel like that's just part of who I am. And but as far as everything else goes, as far as staying motivated, it's just one of those things. One of my favorite quotes is, no, it's not necessarily a quote, but something kind of like a mantra that I live by is short-term sacrifice for long-term gains. So work hard now so that you can reap those fruits and you can enjoy those fruits, the fruits of your labor in the future. But if you don't work hard now, you're not gonna have anything to look forward to or to enjoy in the future. So I think to keep it short, I could talk about this motivation for a long time, but to keep it short, I think those are just a couple of things for me that keep me motivated and keep me working my butt off every single day, and to not be content and to not settle and to just not settle. So when I'm not working out, I am usually working. On a typical work week, I'm doing about 50 to 60 hours a week. So honestly, outside of that and then working out, I just feel like I wake up, work, go to the gym, come home, sleep, and do the same thing the next day, and even on weekends too. That's what we do every single day. And so I feel like outside of work and working out, there's not a lot of time to do anything else besides that. I just feel like there's always, like, if I do have free time, then I'm using it to work. But yes, but otherwise, the things I do like to do when I do have time to do them would be, let's see, traveling for sure. Changing and I, we usually like to go on a trip. We were going on a really good streak. For a while, we were going on a trip every single month, but then we've just been focusing a lot more on work, so that's slowed down a little bit. So we usually go on a trip once every other month, or maybe once every 3 months or so. And that's something that we like to do. We just like to explore and just immerse ourselves in different culture and just experience the world in different ways, and just I don't know, try new things and step outside of our comfort zones. And we really like to eat. And so that's one of the biggest reasons why we travel, or why we choose a place that we travel to, is how good is their food. But yes, so food is definitely something that attracts us to a place when we're traveling. But yeah, if not traveling, we like to play music together. Changing plays most instruments: guitar, electric guitar, bass, drums, keys. But yes, and then for me, I play the violin was my first instrument. I played that for several years, and then I know how to play the bass, but I'm not a bass guitar. But yeah, so playing music is definitely something that I like to do outside whenever I have the time to do it. And I also like to rollerblade. I just feel like it's so old-fashioned these days, but I don't know, it's just, I grew up rollerblading, and so I just feel like now that I'm older, it's just one of those things that I do for fun, and it just like brings me back to my childhood and makes me feel like a kid again. And so that's something that I also like to enjoy. But besides, I would say those are probably the top things I like to do whenever I do have time to do them. So what inspired, I honestly didn't really have anything that inspired me at first when I started my fitness journey. And I have a whole video as well about my fitness journey, how I started, and etc., and all the in-betweens and everything. So I'll link that down below, but you can also just search it up on my channel as well. And so if you have any other questions about my fitness journey, make sure to refer back to that video. But how I started is growing up, I was just a scrawny kid. It's just genetics. I mean, my mom had 6 kids, and she's 52 years old, and she still wears a size 6. Like, she's just a tiny human being, and it's just genetics, and so for me, I was just always really scrawny, and I was always called skinny bones and made fun of for being skinny. I never took it personally or thought that it was a bad thing, but yes, and so I just felt like I didn't really know anyone who was kind of in that athletic, working out kind of space, and so I was just never exposed to that at all. And so I was at that going to the gym was for dudes, for like getting buff, and for like getting ripped, or if you were going to the gym and you were a girl, is for losing weight. And at that point in my life, I wasn't trying to lose weight. If anything, I wanted to gain weight. And I wasn't exposed to this world of building muscle for girls, gaining weight for girls, and I had no clue about this. I don't think I was even on like Instagram or any kind of social media yet, and so I had no clue about this whole other world of girls gaining weight. But yes, and so, but I started, so for a long time I avoided the gym. So when Chang and I started dating, he really liked to go to the gym, and he was a little gym rat. I went because we were still in that stage of dating where we were nice to each other, and so we do things that we didn't really like, you know, just because we liked each other. And so I went along with him just because he wanted me to go with him, and so I learned a few things here and there, but I really just stayed on the cardio machines, the treadmill especially, because I didn't know how to use any of the other gym equipment, and I wasn't really interested in building muscle or losing weight. And so I was that gym member who swiped my card 12 times a month to get my insurance reimbursement, but I wouldn't actually go to the gym or do anything, you know what I mean? That was me for like a good 2 or 3 years. So it took me a long time to really get into the gym. And it wasn't until we got married that I stayed consistent, and I actually started doing more research and educating myself, and I discovered this whole world of social media fitness, kind of, you know, like girls gaining weight and building muscle, and that really changed my perspective on everything and really opened my eyes to the possibilities. But yes, and so for me and so it took me a good 3 years to really stay consistent, stay dedicated, and to really find my own reason why to go to the gym. I think the turning point for me, after all those years of going to the gym and like wasting my time there, I just got to this point where I would work out with him more, and I realized I was getting stronger and stronger, and I'm just a naturally competitive person, so it got to the point where I was just competing against myself to see, I realized I was lifting X amount this week, and then the next week I would go in and lift more, and then it was like a competition against myself to, let's see if I can, you know, lift even more than next week. And so from there, I feel like that was the turning point for me, was when I realized I was getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and that really motivated me and really encouraged me to keep going back, to keep challenging myself, and to keep going to the gym. And when I discovered my own reason to go to the gym, rather than to just tag along with Chang, then that's when I really made that decision to actually really start my fitness journey, to stay consistent, to stay dedicated, to actually set real goals and to pursue them. And then that's when I started my whole fitness journey. So Chang and I definitely want kids in the future. We don't know how many kids. We used to have a timeline, but we threw that out the trash years ago. And so definitely kids in the future sometime. How many kids, when will we have kids? We don't know. We will have kids whenever we want to and whenever we feel like we're ready. But right now, I just think that there's just so much we want to do before we have kids, that we know that it's going to, that once we have kids, it might make it a little harder for us. So doing those things now and just enjoying just our time of just together, and just enjoying each other and our relationship where it's at now before we have kids. You know, we know that right now at this point in our lives, we love kids, we want to have kids, but we're just not at that place and that point. We're not at that point in our lives right now where we want to have kids right now. But yes, one day in the future. I feel like, and I do have a whole video on how to overcome gym intimidation and how to build confidence at the gym too. Again, I'll link that one down below. And I do want you guys, just so you guys know, I feel like I almost have a video for like almost every single thing that you could need to start your fitness journey. Videos on how to use gym equipment, videos on form, how to deadlift, how to squat, how to hip thrust, how to do a bunch of different things. And I have videos on how to overcome gym intimidation, how to meal prep, how to lose weight, how to gain weight and build muscle, how to lose weight and fat, and how to, what else do I have? Tips on how to look like a boss at the gym, if you have questions about anything fitness related, definitely take the time to just search through my channel. I have a number of playlists, and you can just search things up. And like if you're wondering if I have a video on how to do a lat pull down. Just search lat pull down across in my channel search, and videos on anything related to lat pull down will show up. And so any questions that you have fitness related, make sure to look them up on my YouTube channel, because I do feel like for the most part I have videos that cover like gym foundational basics. So yes, but anyway, how to overcome gym intimidation, or sorry, no, how to deal with gym bros. Yes, and I just feel like so in my opinion, I feel like most guys and most people in general, they don't really care what you're doing. And this was something that I learned myself, because I had to learn myself because I was also very intimidated by just everyone at the gym. And so it's just really, in my opinion anyway, and from my experience, it's just it's like a mental battle, you know, like, because honestly, whether you're a guy, whether it's like a dude or gym bro, or you're, you know, a girl, it's just like, most of the time, they don't really care what you're doing. And you can do whatever you want, but as long as you're not bothering them and getting in their way, they're probably not going to care about you, like in a good way, you know. They're just not, like, you can do whatever you want and it's not going to phase them, or they're not going to like judge you. So just go in there, you do your thing, because if we're being honest, being focused on what other people are thinking about us isn't going to help us reach our fitness goals. What's going to help us reach our fitness goals is just going to the gym and being focused on our workout and what we're doing. But yes. So when it comes to gym bros, I mean, honestly, they just go up right next to them and lift with them, like, you know, and it's just, you know, they're gonna do their thing, you do your thing. Don't be scared of them. For the most part, most of them are friendly, and you know, and for the most part, most of them are friendly. I don't think I've ever really come across any bad experiences with any gym members in general, whether it's a huge gym bro or like just anyone random. And so I'd say a lot of it's probably in your head. And so just once you're able to overcome that mental barrier and just go in the gym and do you, honestly, it's gonna make your workouts 10 times better. And so just don't sweat that small stuff. If it's not going to help add to your goals and help you reach your goals, then don't spend the time and energy being worried about it. No one cares. Like, if you're not getting in their way or bothering them, they probably just don't even care. So my favorite gym exercise are deadlifts. I love deadlifts, sumo and conventional. I just don't know. There's just like, they just speak a different language to me. My favorite color is, I don't know, I like nudes, definitely. Like, I'd say like more pinkish nudes, like mauves and like dusty rose kind of colors, you know, very muted colors. I feel like people often associate me with the color pink, and people always tell me that I wear a lot of pink, but I don't. Like, if you walk into my closet right now, like pink is like the least color you'll see in there, and I have lots of black and blue and gray. But I feel like people they associate me with the color pink. I don't know why, and I get told that I wear pink a lot, but even though I feel like I don't, and I'm not sure why people associate me with the color pink. I guess I do like the color. If I had to choose a color, I guess it'd be pink, but I feel like there are very many different shades of pink. I don't feel like I'm a hot pink or like a baby pink, but like a muted pink. You know what I mean? What I would sing at karaoke night is nothing. You will not find me singing at karaoke night. I don't really have any. This is gonna sound really bad. I don't really have anyone that I look up to or adore. I have people that I respect and I admire, but I don't really have anyone that I would fangirl over, and I never have. Even as a kid, there weren't any celebrities. I never had like a celebrity crush or anything like that. I don't know. I just feel like I'm just not someone who really keeps up with like pop culture, and so there's not really anyone that if I met them in person, that I would be so excited. That would be really excited to see in person, honestly. But again, there's people that I like and that I respect and that I admire, but not really anyone that I would like pee my pants if I met them. But yeah. The best gift that I have ever been given will honestly be as like, what's it called? As like corny as it sounds, is a gift of knowledge. One thing that I do really appreciate that my parents gave me and my siblings is knowledge, like mentally and emotionally aware of ourselves. And so to have a strong understanding of who we are as individuals, what our personalities are, why we do the things that we do, and why we react to certain things the way that we do. And so by having a strong understanding of ourselves as individuals, then it helps with everything in life, and it also helps me to understand other people as well. But yeah, so I would say the greatest gift that anyone has ever given me would be the gift of knowledge from my parents. I would see my life as different if I hadn't married Chay. I think I would still be doing something like what's it called, like unconventional, and just kind of like how like being a content creator is unconventional. I think I would probably still be doing something unconventional because I've never been the type of person who, I don't know, like wants to work an 8 to 5 office job. So I think my life would be very different. But I want to believe though that even if we weren't together, I would still be successful and doing my own thing, and doing my own thing and being great at it. So yeah. My favorite food, like if I really had to pick one food to eat forever, it would be sushi. But other than that, I really do. I love a good steak. And I love my sweets as well. I'm not like a cream pie person. I don't like cream pies. They're just kind of, no offense, they're just like not like, I never crave them, and when I eat them, it's just like, why did I eat this? But yeah, so I would say sushi, steak, and also I really like Korean barbecue too. And sweets. Yeah, sweets, anything basically besides like cream pies, I will eat. I really don't have a favorite movie, honestly. I don't know if it's just because I'm just not someone who can watch the same movie over and over again and not get bored, because I will get bored. But if I really had to pick one movie though, it would have to be the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the whole trilogy. And because I feel like that's like the one that me and my family watched the most growing up. Every Christmas we'd open the presents at midnight, and then the whole day we'd spend watching the whole entire trilogy. So I feel like that one does have like a special place in my heart because of that. If you are struggling with weight gain, make sure to check out my video on how to gain weight and build muscle here on my YouTube channel. I guess I don't have like a perfect, I don't think I have a perfect body right now. Again, not that there's anything wrong with my body, I just don't really believe like there is such a thing as a perfect body, because as we go through different stages in our life, our bodies will reflect that. And so, our bodies are, just continuously changing, and I don't know, like our bodies are just gonna go through a lot. They go and grow through the things that we go and grow through too. So I don't really believe that there is like a perfect body, and I don't think I have a perfect body right now. I think all bodies are beautiful, but for me personally, I don't really have like a perfect body that I'm trying to achieve. I don't really have cheat days. For me, again, fitness is a lifestyle. It's not something that consumes my life, and so because of that, I'm a big believer in balance as well. And so I don't believe in healthy foods and unhealthy foods, and I personally don't have cheat days. In general, if there's something that I want to eat, I'm just gonna eat it. And so because of that, I don't really have cheat days. If you do cheat days, good for you. But for me personally, I don't do cheat days. If I want to eat something, I'm just gonna eat it, just because my whole life does not revolve around having a perfect body and having abs and a big booty or anything like that. It's just, fitness is a part of my life. It is not my entire life. So, and food is life though, so if there's something that I want to eat, I will eat it. So I don't really have cheat days. So it's really a process. Even to this day, I'm still perfecting and refining my form and I would say this for like the compound lift, like deadlifts, squats, and bench press. And so those are things that I'm just every single week I go in and I practice those things. So even to this day, even like 3 years into my fitness journey, I'm still working on those things every single day, every single week, every workout that I do, I'm practicing and refining my form. And so, but the way I learned is so changing has taught me a lot, but I have also learned a lot from just doing research. You guys know, you guys are here on YouTube, you guys know there are so many resources out there, so many free resources, so many people who want to help you, and they want to, share the information and the knowledge that they have with you, and it's up to you to do that research, to take that little bit of a step and go and just type in, how do you deadlift, or how to do a squat, how to do a lat pull down, etc. And all that, I want to say that for the most part, most of your fitness questions or any questions that you have in general are probably already out there answered by someone who wants to just give you free information, who just wants to help you. And so definitely be resourceful. And so that's something for me that's what a big thing that helped me was just using my resources and just looking stuff up online, and from there I would film myself when I did the lifts and then see, okay, this is where I can change, like fix this, and then from there I would just, I would do that every single week. I still do that to this day, and film myself and just see where can I improve. But yes, and so I would say educate yourself by doing your research, do your due diligence, and just spend that little bit of extra time looking these questions up online, on YouTube, on Google, on Instagram, and so educate yourself, do your research, and then just practice, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. And if you can, film yourself, because that is very, very helpful. So I feel like the biggest reason I got into YouTube was just because there was a lot of content out there that I felt like wasn't getting addressed, like how to use gym equipment. And I wish that was a video that I had when I first started. When I first started, that would have really helped me in the beginning. And so for me, my goal for doing YouTube, is to simplify fitness and to just make it more understandable, more relatable, just because I feel like sometimes when you just get into like the hang of things, or you get to a certain point where you get like good at things, and you forget how hard it is to start. And for me, I just felt like there was a lot of good fitness content out there, but not a lot of good fitness content for beginners. People would use all this lingo and these words that I just had no idea, what the freak is like a macro or like a pyramid set, and and so I just wanted to create content that was easy to understand, and was just straight to the point. And that was another thing. I'd watch all these fitness videos, and then for the first 10 minutes, it's like them playing with their cat. And I'm just like no offense, your cat is very cute, and I know that you love it, and but I'm here for the fitness content. I'm not here to watch you play with your cat. And so I just felt like there's a lot of content, like good content that was out there, but they didn't always get straight to the point. They didn't always deliver it in a way that was relatable and easy to comprehend for me as a beginner. And so I wanted to create content that filled that space, I guess. That is why I started, so to give other people the tools and the information and knowledge that I wish I had when I started, that I know would have been beneficial to me as a beginner when I started my fitness journey. So yeah. So that's all that I have for today's Q&A. I hope that you guys feel like you guys got to know me a little bit better. If you guys have any other questions, you guys are always free to ask me. Feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. I feel like that's the easiest way to get in touch with me. And then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But honestly, I'm just an open book. I feel like we don't talk a lot about life and personal stuff here on YouTube, but on Instagram, like we do that on a daily basis. So feel free to hop over on Instagram so that we can get to know each other better, and feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram as well if you ever have any other questions for me, whether it's personal or fitness related. And also, don't forget to use your resources, do your due diligence. If you have a question about something, make sure to search it up on my channel, and I guarantee you that 9.99 out of 10 times I already have a video that addresses it. But yes, that is all that I have for today's video. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking the time to submit questions. And again, if you have any other questions, feel free to just drop a comment below or shoot me a DM on Instagram.